Chapter 1236. The lady did hurt her bones just now. The doctor gave it an urgent look and thought she would have to stay in bed for at least a week. Because the lady was in pain, the doctor gave her an injection and an analgesic injection. Vicky was ashamed to follow his mother to the ladies' ward. As soon as he entered the ward, his father Nick walked up, raised his hand and slapped him fiercely, and yelled, "You bastard, it's really mud that can't support the wall. Fortunately, your grandma has nothing to do, otherwise if you do, I have to stab you." Vicky had never been beaten since he was a child. Suddenly he was slapped in the face by his father. The whole person was stunned, and he felt wronged. When the lady saw him hit his grandson, she felt a little distressed, so she said, "After the order is taken, Vicky is still young." Although this kind of thing is not glorious, she can understand it. The old man Shaw is not as generous as the lady. He glared at Vicky and said coldly, "Even if he is young, he is already an adult. An adult who can't even control himself, how can he expect him to be successful?" When Vicky heard this, his legs swayed. He is not afraid of his father hitting himself, but he is afraid of his grandfather's denial of himself. Because if Grandpa really has great opinions on himself, it will have a great impact on his future status in the family. When Nick heard this, his father was even more angry at this unfilial son when he heard this. So he waved his hand and slapped him again, screaming, "No, you bastard, if I find you again next time, I will have to break your leg." Vicky covered both faces. Aggrieved choked, "Grandpa, Dad, I really know I was wrong, and I will never make such a mistake again." The old man snorted coldly, "I'm not like your grandma. She spoils grandchildren the most, but my principle of doing things has always been strong. If you have done same thing another time, then leave Westcliff and never come back." Vicky nodded quickly, and said respectfully, "Grandpa, don't worry, there will be no next time." The old man's expression only eased slightly. The lady complained a little bit, "You and your father are also true, one beats the child, the other scolds the child will have surgery soon." Vicky saw his grandma defending herself in this way, and she was aggrieved. A few tears walked to the lady's bed, squatted down, holding the lady's hand, and said, "Grandma's sorry, it is Vicky's fault." The lady hurriedly reached out to help him wipe away the tears, and said, "Knowing your mistakes can make a lot of improvements. Grandma doesn't blame you." At this time, the gastroenterologist stepped in and said, "Master, sir, the young master is about to prepare for surgery." Nick nodded and said to Vicky, "This is just a minor operation. Follow the doctor yourself. I want to accompany your grandma here." Vicky nodded hurriedly and obediently agreed. Seeing this, the lady hurriedly said to Garcia, "Garcia, don't guard me here, go and follow along." Garcia was not too relieved to let her son undergo the operation alone, so she hurriedly said, "Okay Mom, I will go with Vicky." After the mother and son left with the doctor, Nick said to the old man with a look of shame, "Dad, I'm so sorry, I taught him no way." The old man waved his hand blankly and said, "Vicky is almost 27 years old, it's time for him to stabilize. If a man doesn't get married, he will never grow up. Hurry up and find a suitable girl for him. Get married." Nick hurriedly said, "Dad, Garcia and I have already found a suitable person for him. It is the daughter of the Oris Hill Adair family. The girl is not only beautiful and generous, knowledgeable, but also very capable. What I think is that after marrying the Adair family will become the first family in the south of the Yangtze River. In this case, it is equivalent to our power and has developed in the south of the Yangtze River." The old man nodded, "It's a good idea to bypass the bottomless 49th city of Westcliff and go to the south of the Yangtze River for development.